Hello and welcome to part 52. I just had something to say about the GCP, is what I call it, regarding Iran. I think it should be revamped, in truth. I, for one, don't believe in nuclear power plants, just mainly because of the danger, and then the possibility that uranium will be enriched and whatnot. Basically, I would stress that denuclearization and no nuclear plants be important in Iran. And then, furthermore, bear with me, a decrease in the military in Iran, of Iran. The military has to be maybe far less, or some sort of restrictions placed on it so it doesn't become too large, and then the money can be spent on the economy. And speaking of the economy, then if they do this, then why not free trade with anyone, including the U.S.? Just seems to make sense. And furthermore, I do believe the government of Iran isn't quite right. I think we really have learned, and this is the truth, that religion has no place in government. And I know that sometimes it helps us make decisions or whatnot, but to place Shia law upon the people by way of government is not quite right, or right. Religion has its place outside of government, and the people can decide to abide by that or not. I think the restrictions placed on Shia law are just too much. Having to wear a burqa and all that, no education, women's role in society. These are some things that we believe, or I'm speaking for others, I shouldn't, but we believe in the United States that women should have better rights, and there's a movement going on now. I don't know if you're aware of that or not, of better rights for women, better jobs and whatnot, equality being important around the globe, and Iran is no exception. They shouldn't be squelched economically. I think they should be rewarded if they do denuclearize both power plants and any kind of armament, and then decrease their military. Have some sort of restriction on how much military they can have. I know I just said this, but I think these are important points of a new JCP. I use it in abbreviation just because the original name is just very long, and so. Okay, so I guess that's about it. And back to religion and government, it just harkens back to the philosophies of the Islamic State, or ISIL, or ISIS, whatever dash. They believe certain strict rules regarding women, and it's not acceptable to not have people be equals. And they have taken a hard line. We see violence in France just happened due to this. So Iran is sort of teetering on the brink of these sort of ways. They have been for some time, and I think that also needs to change. If there was a way that could be worked in the JCP, that would be great. Change to a more democratic. I know that there's a top person, and then maybe something resembling democracy underneath it, but albeit religion does rule the day, and that doesn't apply. It probably shouldn't be any part of the government, as I just said. But I really am rooting for Iran, believe it or not. I'm rooting for everyone, if that makes any sense. I believe all are equal. And to get their economy going, these are things they can do, I think, to achieve better trade and more prosperity, maybe even financial aid or something like that. I know this can't happen overnight, but I think they're headed in the wrong direction right now, and if the JCP can persuade them to do these things, they should be rewarded economically and in prosperity, and with prosperity should come happiness and all of that. Maybe a chance for fun, or we believe in the pursuit of happiness, but why not have everyone have actual happiness? If they do the right things, that is, I guess, if they're not doing something that is harmful or endangering others. So that's all I have to say on it. JCP should be reworked. I think the U.S. should take another look at the elements that do work and then make it into a treaty, have it very right, and then make it a treaty here, and let bygones be bygones, and perhaps trade directly with Iran and whatnot. I don't know. I don't like to see all this turmoil in the Mideast. And not that there isn't turmoil other places, but it just seems to be a difficult place, and it doesn't need to be. I mean, if we just accept each other as equals, then we should live and let live. I know it's from the New Testament and Christianity, but love thy neighbor comes to mind, and that doesn't mean that's necessarily brotherly love, brotherly love makes sense, I guess, but more caring about your neighbor, and that can translate to something better for yourself. This is all I have to say on it. I hope this gets heard. I find it very important now to revamp the JCP, and as I stated, these points that need to be made. I think also it should be included the change of government. I don't mean to undermine the Ayatollah. I know that sounds ludicrous. Maybe he could be an advisor to the religious aspects of the country, maybe even advisor to politicians, but I don't see it as good to have religion at the top and trickle down through the government, and even be a place in the government whatsoever. Not in an official capacity, but as an advisor or something. So these are my thoughts on Iran. I wish them well, despite they're building up their military. I don't know. I don't want to cast aspersions on them, but their beliefs in treatment of women don't seem to coincide with the majority of people's, especially if we're all equals. Why not let them live their lives as they should? So this is running long, so I'm going to go. But please hear what I've said, and let's try and revamp the JCP. And the U.S. included. I'd like the U.S. included in this, and maybe put it into a treaty, let it pass Congress, and something that will withstand the years. That's not to say it can't be undone. There is a way, I believe, with checks and balances, that there may come a day when it needs to be revamped, but I think making it a permanent thing would ease everyone's minds, I think, and we'd be much better off. Okay. Well, this is the end of part 52, and I hope you keep tuning in. If there's more, I'll have to see. Okay. Thank you, and bye.